That's weird.
Here they come.
Oh, and Ray also disintegrates them? Lame. Ooh. Where does this go? Sundered rock discovered. The Hammer of Olympus? Oh my god. Wait. Seriously? The Hammer of Olympus delivers shock with its hammer blows, including a chance to stun with each impact. The Hammer of Olympus? Why is it so weak? It sounds so awesome, but it's so weak. Mr. Zap damage type? Like, look at this. This does 247 or 2. This only does 167. It's so bad. Let's break down the Hammer of Olympus. No, selling it is better. Okay. That's unfortunate. It sounds so awesome, but it's just pathetically weak because it's so low level.
There you are! Bossman said you always wanted to poke through a high-gain wireless. They only got one on Terra 2, you know, up in Byzantium.
To be honest, I'm surprised it's still standing. Every time I set foot inside, I half expect the tower to fall over.
And we got more marauders to gut shot.
Fox radioed ahead. Said I'm to follow you. Provide whatever support you need. If those bastards start shooting, we'll join in. I gotta warn you, my girl Sunshine here is a tad trigger happy. Of course, me and her will follow your lead. Just wanted you to know we wouldn't begrudge you of any violent inclinations.
Your gun's the trigger happy one? Or you are?
Ain't it the same, really? I'd say me and my piece meet each other halfway on the issue. She likes to be used, and I like to put her to good use. As so very often as I can. We can tell friend from foe, mind you, but it's probably best not to walk directly in front of us.
Alright, sit tight.
Whatever you need. Just don't take too long. Idling makes me want to shoot something.
Okay.
Here they come.
security actions.
Nothing like a good tussle.
Nice. So he did say we clear out the front and he clears out the inside, right?
The fighting ain't gonna get easier on the inside. Best hurry before the Marauders regroup. We'll keep watch out
We
here.
ain't responsible for the interior.
Hiram must have sealed the door. He's spook season.
Okay.
You may not realize this being as you're an outsider, but the blaring alarms indicate the station's on lockdown. Which means you can't ever get to me. So leave already.
We'll see about that.
Oh, I can damage myself. And then the end ray would explode from me, damaging enemies. That's interesting.
Here's the elevator, but it ain't gonna budge while this place is on lockdown. Guess we keep moving forward. Look for another way up.
Hey, shock damage. Nice. Wait, that's 54? Dang. The ultimate bolter. 2.0. Wow. That's expensive. 8,000? Says the person has 67,000. Okay, so you guys have good armor, right? It should be 57. Elite troop armor 57. Wait, Parvati? You're not getting the +5. Why? Strange, whatever. Barb, the new environmental control in terminal is now installed and running upstairs. Congratulations. You message corporate about it, you get to manage it. Consider this your official notice to hide its access key card deep in the bottom of a drawer somewhere, preferably within the archives or in one of the station's other popular sections. Because I sure as hell will not allow your station's efficiency score to plummet due to a pointless safety feature. Don't even think about it. About testing the system out. The emergency sirens will make your ears bleed, and if you accidentally trigger the fire suppression system, it can suck the air from the room faster than the station's last performance review. Val. Ooh, remove air from station, you say? Don't mind from that I do. Sounds like a fun way to kill these guys. Stimulation in the bathroom, really?
You out there, whoever you are, yes, I can see you. Come here and talk to me, face to intercom.
Great work.
I can't tell if you're brave or simply touched in the head. What in the galaxy are you doing sniffing around my station? Unless you are, in fact, trying to suicide by Marauder? And you, Nyoka, what are you doing lugging a stranger into my station?
You could use the socialization, you son of a bitch. Also, she hired me.
To what purpose? I happen to have some significant problems I am dealing with right now. Marauders, running out of purple berry wine 3 days ago, not being able to bloody broadcast. I see why Nyoka tolerates you. Fine, I'll do the talking. By the hand of fate and my own cunning skill, I run this station. The Marauders may have other plans, and since my hired hands have clearly turned idle, it appears I have need of you. As my newest contractor, you may call me the broker.
Or we can call you Hiram, on account of that's your damn name, and doubly on the account of the broker being a dumbass alternative.
What? Everyone calls me that, aside from you.
Oh, speaking of, I'm working with Bertolt. C3's ready to fight.
Oh, now they'll take action. It's about time, I tell you. I'm up to my neck in Marauders in here, which, by the by, they were supposed to prevent. I barricaded the broadcast center, but I can only hold out for so long. Clear the Marauders out, and I'll pay you double the going rate. They destroy the transmission equipment, and I'll be out of business. The elevator and doors to the second floor are back online. Hurry before I have to lock them down again.
How many Marauders broke into the station?
Too many, considering I hired a bunch of no-good mercs to keep them out in the first place. Already, they've caused considerable damage to the station's property. If they take down the broadcast equipment, I'll be out of a job, permanently.
What's in it for me?
Aside from the bits I'll be paying you, I trade in secrets, valuable ones for my vocation. I'm sure you can come up with something you might like to ask me about in person once I'm safe.
I'll see what I can do.
Hey, elevators to your right. Get ready. C3 is entering through the main doors as we speak. About damn time.
Ah, drugs.
Light them on fire, ladies and gents!
That's up.
No prisoners!
What was that?
Raise your gun for the ammo.
I just started a fire!
They can do it themselves. And I'll take the money. Ow! What the fuck is wrong with you?
Reloading!
What? They're doing their job.
And stay down, miscreant. I just earned a fine bonus.
Good job, guys. Oh no, Donald Anderson. Did you get obliterated? Never mind. We don't need to do that. That'll kill everyone. I prefer it if it doesn't kill everyone, actually.
Waste of company ammo. Open fire!
Company ammo.
Right, you!
They kill marauders. Good. Oh no, Bertol. Oh no, Addie. Oh no, I'm so sad that you died.
Here they come. That's the last of them, I think.
Ah, Marauder free at last. I'll get the door. Do hurry on in.
Never thought I'd be ecstatic at having the walls painted in blood, but seeing as it's not mine, I'd say this calls for a celebration. And you got me my money's worth out of the C3s. I ought to have simply dealt with you in the first place.
I didn't do it out of goodness of my heart, if you get my drift.
Yes, I believe I do. This ought to square our debt. One hefty payment for a highly valued service rendered. But, I admit, I do wonder why Nyoka has brought you to me. Allow me to pose my question in another manner. Why, in the nebula, are you here?
Well, Nyoka needs a favor.
Oh, great. I love doing pro bono work for friends.
Aw, you called us friends. I'd normally entertain your self-aggrandizing delusions, but this time it's important.
Important to you is not the same as important to me. Although I do recognize that you may have earned some goodwill during your months laboring for me.
If I've had it with your selfishness. Help her, or there'll be consequences.
Whoa, hey, there is zero need for violence in this station. Look, I'll do what I can, all right?
Rebecca Hodges and Anders Wadsworth. They took a UDL contract back when Monarch went to shit, and I need to find them. I believe them to be on Terra 2.
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, It would have been for creature clearing purposes round one of their Spacer's Choice outposts. These are the coordinates for the outpost under the last UDL contract. Now scram. And, good luck.
You're an info broker? What's that?
Is that a trick question? Because to answer it, you'd need to pay me. Of course, I could offer you a vastly more interesting bit of data instead. Try me. Ask me anything you'd like. I'll even offer it for free. We'll call it an exchange, since you killed the Marauders for me. Ask me what you will.
Have you received any broadcasts from Earth?
What? No. Why would I go out of my way to intercept messages from Earth? There's no market for them. No buyer means it's not worth my time. Now, if you wanted me to intercept a certain one, that might be worth it for the right price.
What can you tell me about Phineas?
Not much, admittedly.
You must know something.
Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. The rest is history. As far as what's between us, I mean. Outside of that, well, that's a Raptidon of another color.
I'm listening.
I do know this much. There is a sharper side to the good scientist than you'd expect. If allegations are to be believed, the experiments he conducts for the greater good are in fact treasonous and for self-gain. I am not convinced as to the validity of these allegations, considering the source, but I am also not unconvinced either.
Okay.
Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of information.
I'm curious about MSI and the Ironcast.
They are a curious lot. Insufferable. And short-sighted, too. What else do you wish to know?
What is the story between MSI and I-Class?
You mean between MSI, the Iconoclast, and myself? I bet neither of those megalomaniacs told you I was the true mastermind behind Monarch. Back when the colony was still Terra 1 and corporations were abandoning us left and right, I'm the one who approached Sanjar and Graham with the means to our salvation. I offered them a legal way to take control of the planet. If MSI were the only corporation here, they could claim sole ownership.
And there was nothing in it for you, huh?
Even then, I plied my trade as an information broker, albeit in a smaller capacity. Of course, I demanded an exchange for the data. Thus, the bargain was struck. They could run MSI while I would operate Devil's Peak Station. Unfortunately, relations have soured over time.
Why did the partnership fall apart?
Competing ideologies. Graham believes Sanjar has become corrupted by the corporate lifestyle, that he is now similar to the original corporate executives they sought to reform. And Sanjar has learned the hard way that Graham is quite morally gray.
I'm curious about Graham Bryant's deep, dark secrets.
Some say Graham suffers from nightmares that leave him sweat-drenched and screaming. I would assume it stems from the friends and family he lost in Amber Heights all those years ago.
What about Sanjar?
Sanjar is not actually at fault for his past performance reviews, but he can keep hunting for loopholes to get back on the board for the next century. He'll never be reinstated. Not in his lifetime. For Nebula's sake, even with the loophole I gave him, he's only in charge of MSI because every other exec died during the massacre at Amber Heights.
What do you mean?
I gave Sanjar and Graham legal information that would allow MSI to own Terra 1 once the other corporations had abandoned the planet. The execs had their concerns, but before the matter could be resolved, pirates raided their homes in the night. Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of information.
Let's talk about the board.
There are so many members. Do specify.
Got any compromising information on the chairman?
If you try to cite me on this, I will deny. Do you understand? what I am about to reveal is the sort of information that gets a body disappeared. MSI's ownership of Monarch is technically legal, but it would give MSI too much power on the board to grant them such status.
Bad news for Chanjar.
And for the chairman, if word of this were to get out. Of course, he has buried all proof of this under impenetrable piles of red tape.
Got any compromise information on the chairman?
If you try to cite me on this, Emmett... Look.
Alright.
How low you seemingly regard my trade. I may... How low...
Phineas sent me. He needs the location of the chemicals.
I knew it was only a matter of time before he came a-knocking. Look, I might be late, but I fulfill my contracts, always.
Oh, you do you? I have lost track of the number of beers you owe me for chasing raptidons off your stoop.
Are you fibbing? Be honest.
I take offense to that. Look, okay. I was delayed by MSI and the Iconoclasts. The idiots were scrambling all transmissions to override each other's broadcasts. But as you've shut them down, I'm back in business. I don't doubt that you are working with Phineas, but my contract specifies I relay any acquired information to the purchaser, and to the purchaser alone. However, to send the data, I will need your assistance in cycling the antenna's receiver, so I can input the needed adjustments.
Phineas doesn't trust many people. How do he hook up with you?
You make it sound so scandalous. Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. The rest is history.
Now you hold on. I do not physically go between anyone but that of my choose. Oh, apologies. You meant, right. Yes, I braved the wilderness, so you don't have to.
Precisely. I really ought to give you a raise.
And I bet I have a whole new checklist of crap to do before it works, right?
Ugh, don't be ridiculous. We're resetting a broadcast tower, not filing taxes. There are no errands, spreadsheets, or rituals involved. It's simple, truly. I merely need you to waltz outside and throw the lever to cycle the power. I'll key in the numerical adjustments from in here.
That's it? You're not pulling my leg? Now, except it needs 3 keys before it'll activate, and I have to go find them, right?
Eternal, no. What is wrong with you? Who would ever design something like that? However, you're welcome to brew me a Rizzo Insta-Coffee from the staff kitchen on your way
great.
back. Just step outside, flip the switch, depart forever. Understood? Good. Marvelous. We're in agreement.
This is why I stopped helping out around here, you know. It's always throw this lever, shoot that marauder, save my life. Just one thing after another with you.
If that's really all, let's just get it done with and be on our way.
Don't burst a blood vessel. I'll give it some consideration.
Terrific. I'll be here, waiting with bated breath. Give a shout if the panel electrocutes you.
Making it look easy.
Testing 1, 2, check. Sweet stars. But that is a beautiful sound. Can you hear me? We are a go for broadcast. Oh, and I also dispatched Phineas his data. Impatient prick. Worse, I'm now indebted to him for it. Now I'll kindly thank
Don't make me come back in there.
There's no need to assert your dominance. I doubt I could make you do anything you don't wish to. Look, I am well aware that at times I may have the tiniest iota of a prickly exterior, but I must admit I have grown rather fond of you. As Nyoka can attest, I do not form attachments with many. Do take care.
Why, he told us to leave without flinging insults at our persons. He really does like you, Captain. What in the void blasted hell is that?
What? We're gonna go check that out.
Black hole. Did you see that?
The big ball of fire? Nah, totally missed it.
Look, there's not enough room in this tower for two sarcastic hullheads, so one of us has to knock it off. Right. I reckon we both know who that'll fall to. Oh well, a pity for the crew, but I can't see how it affects me.
Hiram? Can you hear me? Did you see that?
Architect, save me from swindlers and fools. Sanjar, what are you bloody doing on my channel? Did MSI or did MSI not cease broadcasting?
Yes, but...
Hiram! Hiram, are you there?
Aw, it's a reunion. Group hug.
Not without a physical contact waiver.
Ah, the good captain. The truth brings us together once more. Our salvation has come crashing through the stratosphere. We need only collect its weapons.
Are you mad? That's a UDL gunship. You'd probably shoot your own toes off.
Surely we can talk this over.
Ah, I see you learned nothing while dealing with these buffoons.
We could use the gunship's armaments to defend Stellar Bay, but we need its targeting module.
Our message is so close to breaking free of this planet and spreading to the stars. Help us secure that module and we will save our colony. Listen, I don't care a single whit what you do so long as you leave me out of it. Which means, get off my void damn channel. I'm more than finished with you lot.
Oh. Oh, it's over there? Man. Okay, journal. Okay. So, the closest thing I can do is basically go here and run my ass over there.
You all got different Saltuna here on Monarch. Ain't that neat?
You come to Monarch and...
Shock. Take it.
That's what you're excited about.
Corrosion. I'll take that. Wait. 63? Take it.
to get out more.
I'm getting out right now.
Okay. Take the plasma. Wow, the game crashed. Again. Why? Is it keep doing this? Okay. I don't know. I don't know why that's happening. Yeah. That's really strange. I don't know why that's happening. But it seems to be happening once every hour. I know it's not the game's fault. It's probably me tampering with the weight system in the game. Which makes complete sense to me. Okay. Cannot do it while you're encumbered, the game says. Okay. There. Jesus.
You all got different Saltuna here. On Monarch. Ain't that neat?
You come to Monarch and that's what you're excited about. You ought to
Same.
get out more.
I'm getting out right now.
This area is suicide. If you got a way around it, ain't no shame in taking it.
Suicide.
Look out!
Nothing is suicide. This gun is really bad. It is not good against a singular, really tough target.
Here they come. Down they go. I am a storm. You go on ahead, Captain. I'm not keen on ships, even when they're in the best of shape.
Yep. We'll be keeping watch here.
What? View logs. CE says something about spare regulators bypassing something. Cheathrough, I'm turning this thing towards the groundbreaker, firing up the engine and retiring. Better to be arrested than to lose power and drift out in space. I just hope this old bird can handle the last trip. RIP. How in law-forsaken colony is so impossible to requisition parts? My chief engineer is barking at me to order yet another damn thing, and I can't even get a response from corporate. Another day, another ship lands on Terra 1, and we can't shoot them down. That makes... I've lost count. What's the point of being out here if we can't get some backup?
Hello, my name's Jen. I'm the chief engineer on this gunship, and I'd like to let the record show that our captain is a total fucking hullhead. I told him again and again that without fixing our regulators, spinning up the engines are going to blow through our coils and we'll go flying off in a completely random direction. Well, here we are. Thinking we'll hit soil in about 30 seconds. This is your chief engineer signing off for what is probably the last time. It's a shame you can't see this middle finger I'm holding up, because I'm doing it as hard as I can.
Nice. Last message, huh?
Where are we headed?
Oh, I was wondering why. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna give it to Graham. He's insane. I'm gonna give it to Sanjar. He's a much better candidate.
What did Stellar Bay's engineer name your cannon machine?
I don't rightly know. That'd have been Guster, I think. I'd ask him, but he fell in the machine once, so. Could call it Guster's demise or the Guster Crusher. Oh, that's got a ring to it.
Forget I asked.
Wait.
Captain, we should chat. Graham's got the right idea, but he isn't the right guy to execute it. I don't even think he's motivated by philosophism anymore. I think he's just guilt-ridden. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but I keep going over and over it in my head, and the only way I see the Iconoclast surviving is we depose him.
I agree. And you run it instead?
Yeah. Hell, most of our people listen to me already.
Isn't it going against the philosopher's way?
I thought so, but now I'm not so sure. Graham's always saying that what will be, that we're all here for a reason. Maybe his was to teach me to lead, and maybe mine is to save the colony where he can't.
And what's next? What will you do after you're in charge?
Take Stellar Bay. Lick our wounds. Eventually figure out how the hell we're going to spread the word to the rest of the colony.
The Iconoclast may take your order, but most of them believe in him and his teachings.
Sometimes you gotta do what's best for someone, even if they think you're wrong. Even if it's painful. When we're in Stellar Bay, they'll come around.
Fair enough.
I'm going to confront him. Can I count on your support?
Yes, let's go talk to him.
Okay. Deep breaths. This is what's best, Sora. Time to save Monarch.
We're gonna do a hard save here. Alright. I'm gonna give... Here's what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be so fucked up. I am going to help her destroy Graham. Then I'm gonna give the targeting module to Sanjan, so that when she attacks Stellar Bay, Sanjan will have an entire slew of automatic cannons to gun down all of her people. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fucking great. I hope I can do that.
Captain, you must be back with the access codes to our new ship.
Graham, we need to talk.
We have work to do. This isn't the time for one of our spats.
We aren't here to argue. We're here to act.
Yes, we are acting. On Stellar Bay. What's this about?
You're running the Iconoclast into the ground, and I don't believe it'll get better after we take Stellar Bay. The troops take orders from me already, and you've brought me as far as you can down the eternal path. It's time to step down.
The troops. Listen to you. This isn't an army. They aren't soldiers. They're believers. Followers. They pick up a gun because you tell them to, not because they want to. And you, Captain, after all you've done for me, for us, you throw behind this mutinous blasphemer?
I do.
I built this movement from the ground up. I've brought freedom to Monarch, and all these years later, we're still free.
I joined because I believed that you were in it for the Iconoclasts. That you wanted nothing more than to bring freedom to Halcyon. That you were selfless. But I know the truth now, Graham. I know what happened in Amber Heights. You didn't start this movement because you wanted to save us. You wanted to save yourself.
No.
Those deaths are on your hands, Graham. No amount of meditating will clean them.
I've spent years atoning for my sins. I've studied, meditated, taught. I built the iconoclasts so that any man could cast away his past for a fresh start.
That's your answer, Graham? You needed a fresh start? After all those innocent lives? I'm sorry. I believed in you once. I did. But it's over. Stand down.
I won't. What happened back then was a mistake, and the colony has moved on. This is my movement. These are my people. If you want to lead them, you'll have to kill me.
That isn't necessary.
Please. Don't make me do this, Graham.
If this is where my path ends, I accept it. But as long as I draw breath, I will not abandon them.
So be it.
Returning fire!
That's the last of them.
Give the module to Zora? No?
Well, Captain, here we are. Killed a lot of people in the name of the iconoclasts, and it never feels right. But this time, it's especially wrong. You've got the... Void, help me. I'll never remember what that thing is called. The device from the ship. Do you have it?
Hold on, I was thinking you and Sandra could join forces.
I've thought about it, but I think we're too far gone. Pulling Carlotta's support was crossing a line.
Inspiration. What was it that you said? Sometimes the best option is the most painful one.
That's not exactly it, but you've got a point. We've lost a hell of a lot to this fight. Graham would never agree to this, but I'm starting to realize how often he led us astray. All right. If he's willing to talk, I'll give him a chance.
Yes. I know it's a long shot, but I'll try. Convince MSI and the Iron Class to negotiate. Okay. This is what I wanted since the beginning. I was like, why are you guys not working together? It's all confusing.
If the iconoclasts reach that ship first, there won't be any chance for a peaceful monarch. I don't suppose you've found the targeting module yet. I've sent patrols, but they're running into trouble with the iconoclasts.
Why do you need it?
Well, because the module controls the weapons systems.
I mean, why do you need the gunship's weapon system?
Because once we mount them on Stellar Bay's walls, no Marauder or Raptidon will ever be a threat to us again.
That's what I thought.
Stellar Bay will be as secure as any other settlement in Halcyon.
I don't see how UDL is going to let you keep their toys.
The board's own Salvage and Recovery Clause 32B would say differently.
And they won't dare challenge us over this. Not after the data you found on their experiments here.
Seems like your people should be able to handle this.
Look, Celia, she's being funny again.
I don't think so, sir.
Really? Well, I could have sworn... Well, that's not important. What is important is that there's a considerable distance between us and that ship, and most of it is inhabited by marauders and raptidons.
What? Can't get your hand dirty now and then?
Do you just think of these things in the moment, or do you write them down and save them for later? They're very good.
Just answer the question.
Oh, I can play along. What I've got here is a town full of yellow-bellied corporate cast-offs who wouldn't know a stun baton from a slide rule. How is that?
Pretty good, actually.
Wow! Thanks, Thank you.
What's so bad about the Iconoclast reaching a gunship?
Can you imagine what those maniacs would do with weapons like that? They'd wreak havoc.
And roll back all the progress we've made at reconciling with the rest of Halcyon.
You don't know that.
Oh, I've known their ilk long enough. Even if they merely sat on the scraps, the threat of a bunch of anarchists holding a gunship would bring the full wrath of the board down on Monarch. We can't afford that.
I'm skeptical they'd care enough to wipe us out, but if they did, we wouldn't stand a chance.
Oh, you see our quandary then.
Just don't ask me to lug a bunch of cannons from that ship, too.
Don't worry. We'll send an engineering team for those later. We'll have to disconnect them from the rest of the ship.
Of course, they'll be useless without that targeting module, which is why it's critical that you retrieve it.
These weapons sound pretty powerful.
Which is also why we can't let the Iconoclasts get them.
Enough about the gunship.
Good, because we haven't a moment to lose.
According to ship's logs, they suffer some kind of malfunction.
That's surprising. The board's equipment is usually in top shape. After all, they have first access to any fresh parts or components.
Perhaps there's something deeper going on.
A conspiracy? You've spent too much time around Graham.
Could you agree to a truce with the Iconoclasts?
They're all mad! And what's more, they left us! I don't see any way for us to work together.
I've read your review, Sanjar. You can't do this alone.
Not this again.
Remember what we practiced, sir?
Yes. The words in those reviews were very hurtful, but they do not define me. I am a mantipillar, and my will is my cocoon. I can emerge and become whatever I wish.
Pull your head out of your ass, Sanjar. Don't screw this opportunity up over your wounded pride.
Normally, I'd find this kind of talk from you quite invigorating. But this is a difficult moment for me. Still, perhaps you have a point. Supposing you're right, who exactly would you have me work with? The Iconoclasts are not the most compromising sorts.
How did things even get so bad between you two?
Oh, how do these things ever start? Once upon a time, Graham and I saw the same problems with MSI. A rigid corporate structure with no regard for its people. But, where I wanted to reform MSI, he only wanted to take it apart. As if starving in the wilderness is somehow better than starving under corporate mismanagement. He wouldn't hear reason, and I doubt any of his successors will either.
Zora leads the Iconoclast now. What about her?
That's an interesting suggestion. I confess I don't know much about her except that she worked for Rizzo.
There ain't a body on this planet that can keep a group patched up like she has. I don't know how she does it.
I'd be willing to consider it, but I need to see her review first.
Actually, I already found it on a terminal in Cascadia.
Very well. I can't promise anything, but let's see what we have here. Well, it seems like she's actually very qualified.
If it weren't for her, I'd wager the iconoclast would have died off a while ago.
All right. I'll have Celia organize a meeting in neutral territory.
Yes.
The old OSI church in the ruins. Meet us there, and we'll discuss terms.
Very well. And I didn't even give the control module to anyone. Right? I still have it, right? Yes. There you go. Targeting module. Perfect. Before I go, let's check this terminal for good armor. Nope. No good armor. Oh, corrosion. I'll take that. Oh, wait. What's the other one? Yeah. Oh, it's right outside. Gotta take my drugs, you know?
Hey, thanks for coming.
I wish I'd had more time to prepare a proper analysis on the costs and benefits of your proposed union, but I suppose we'll have to improvise.
What union? You propose? I wasn't suggesting you get married.
Oh, let's just get started, shall we?
Oh,
Don't
God.
fret. The captain here is right honorable. Usually.
Sanjar, Stellar Bay's got food and walls, and my people need both. If you'll have us, we're willing to share the space.
Do you have any idea what that would cost? Why, drawing up the budget alone is going to take weeks.
What if the iconoclast just supported your supply lines?
Not good enough. I need to move a fair amount of my people into the city. We need shelter, Captain.
I'm not saying live outside. Just help out in the wilderness once in a while.